Hey, what's good, people? So in this video, I wanted to kind of give a live market breakdown on MT4. I wanted to show you guys that even if you don't have a PC or laptop, I know you guys see all these great traders and stuff like that, and they're using, their computers to analyze on and put in trades and stuff like that. Now, if you don't have a computer, that doesn't necessarily mean you don't have to be successful, okay? Or that you can't be successful even if you just have an iPhone, Android. You can still be able to do your analysis on it, and you'll be able to still take advantage of these candlesticks and these trades and these market patterns even through your own phone. Okay, so watch this video closely, watch it to the end, because I'm going to give you guys some nice gems in this video. Okay, so first things first, right now we are on AUD USD. Very simple. And I like to do my analysis simple. So for those people are probably like, how did you get your chart like this? Well, I just flip my phone to the side. I'm using an iPhone right now. And now, you got the bigger screen, right? It kind of looks like TradingView a little bit in a sense, because we got a wider view of the chart. Okay, so what we're going to do here first off is we're going to go all the way to the monthly chart. Okay, so now we're on the monthly chart. And what we're doing is we want to be able to identify what price is doing and where price is going. So off the bat, you can look at this 5 seconds and understand that price is in a downtrend. That's primary. You can see that price is in a downtrend primarily, even through the monthly time frame. Okay, very simple. We don't really have to do much there. And right now, for the current month right now, it is bearish. It is bearish right now. We have a lot of bearish pressure coming into the market right now. So off the bat, we did like our quick analysis on the monthly time frame. So now what I like to do is I like to go down to the weekly and recognize some other stuff. Like, you want to recognize, are we going with the same trend that we just analyzed through the monthly time frame? And as you can see, we are. Okay, so I'm going to show you why that is the case. Okay, so right here, you can tell. Shoot, let me do it this way for you guys. My bad. Right here, price was making higher lows and higher highs right here, just like I always talk about in my videos, guys. You want to keep in mind on structure. Okay, you want to really keep that in mind when you're trading. Structure is the most important thing before anything else, because if you cannot identify if price is making a series of higher highs or higher lows, or lower highs, an uptrend or a downtrend, and you're not keeping in mind where your trend is on all the time frames in general, you're going to have trouble with the markets, I promise you. So confluence is everything within this. So right off the bat, what I would like to do is I can make a resistance line up here, and this is on the weekly. So these lines are very powerful. Even if I did the line chart, you can kind of see what was going on right here in this area. This was support, resistance. Okay, so I'm not gonna use the line chart because it's not needed in this instance. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark up the other line right here. Boom. That's a nice other little spot. And then we have another area right here that we kind of like. And we're just basically going off of where price is currently, okay? Very simple. You see how what's going on in this particular example. And this is a nice little support area right here as well too. But I'm not gonna mark that up right now, okay? So we're gonna go down to the daily chart here in a second. But as you can see, nothing's changed. Price broke, made a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And this one, it made a higher high, higher low, higher high. Well, this doesn't really count. This is not a new higher high. This is still the same thing right here. That wasn't really officially broken. I don't count that as a break. And finally, it looks like price wants to break this little area right here, where it has marked up right here. That's what it looks like going on. So what we can do is now, since we know what price is and what price is doing, it's still going in that flow, whatever that we want. Very simple. Even if we wanted to go down to the daily now, you can see this is what that blue line was where we marked on that the weekly chart. And as you can see, we're on the daily chart. You know, you see we're getting a lot more data of what's going on. You see a lot more candlesticks, but you still want to understand the flow. Still understand the flow. Lower low, lower high is still going. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower highs. These count as the same high technically in that little area of resistance. Then we got a new lower low, and then higher high, higher low. Excuse me, my bad. Lower low, lower high technically in this, but this one technically made a higher low after this bullish candle form. And then boom, boom, closed past this area or whatever. So we got a new higher high, and then we came down and it tested that higher low area again. Boom, boom. It came up and hit that resistance spot that we had marked on the weekly chart. And that's what I'm saying. You see why the higher time frame support and resistance levels are so important, because like that's where the majority of the data goes. Like even though you're going down to the lower time frames and everything, most likely they're going to be coming back around these key levels. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind when you're looking at the market. Okay, I'm trying to keep this very slow and simple. So as you can see, you know, it did hit, and when it hit, you see price had rejected this area. We got a lot of buyers exhaustion in this area. You see price started to wick, give us a lot of wicks around this area multiple times. So we finally got that engulfing candle that we wanted right here. And after that close, you could have got in on the second candle, or if you wanted to wait before you got in early, you wanted to wait for this second candle to close and get in on the third, you could have done that as well. But I want to show you guys something. Okay, so right here we're breaking down this chart a lot more. Okay, boom. That was the area of support that needed to be broken. Okay, so this is what I would have looked to finding on this chart. Obviously the 4 hour would have been a lot faster than the daily as it was happening. Okay, so this is what you want to keep in mind. You could have drawn a counter trend line, which I'm going to show you guys in a few minutes here. Let's see. Could have drawn a counter trend line if you wanted to track the counter trend. I'd say like you can do it if you wanted to adjust it like right here. We got that counter trend line, and this is on the 4 hour chart. Okay, and you see this was that daily support level. This was that official support level that we had just marked on the daily. Let me go back to it so you guys can see it. Boom, you see it's less candles on the day, because remember, every candlestick represents a day off the daily chart. Okay, remember that. So we go back down to the 4 hour chart, and we can see what price is doing, man. Very nice structure wise. Boom, came up, boom, new higher lows, boom, and then it finally comes back down. Technically makes a higher low right here, but right here it closes like this, and it made a lower high. So now the lower highs are starting to be created now. And you could do another trend line right here if you wanted to track it, but we're not going to do that. And this is, I don't want too many lines on the chart while I'm explaining this stuff to you. So we're going to go to the hour one chart now. We're going to go back to the same area, and you can see what's going on. You can see we're getting a lot more data on the H1 chart, and you see price is still going in that same direction. These are nice little entries that you could have got into off the counter trend if you wanted to. You can see as price continuously touch this trend line, you could have got in at the close of this candle, or you could have got in at the close of this candle if you wanted to be safer. This is an morning star variation right here, the way it just formed. And this is a nice variation you could have gotten as well if you wanted to get in on this second candle. Stop loss below the previous low, or the previous higher low, depending on where you wanted it, somewhere back here, whatever you wanted to do. And then TP could have been that weekly level that we had. But this is what you want to look at, guys. Like, this is very simple. And you see price, you know, finally broke up here. And you see, like, basically the same dilemma. You're wanting to, especially if you want to just trade with the trend, because remember at the very beginning when we were on the monthly anyways, we know that, you know, price is in an overall downtrend, so mainly want to see how we can get back into the market when the market starts to sell. Okay, and right here you can easily see what happens. You could have got in once price retested this area, and I'm gonna go down to the 30-minute now, because the 30 and 15-minute are normally where I find my entries, because I can see a lot more data. There's a lot more candlesticks. It's not too much, but it's not too less at the same time, and you can clearly see what's happening. So right here, this candlestick closed, boom, okay, it broke through the structure right here previously, and then this candlestick closed below it as well too, so structure was broken. And then what I could have done was entered as soon as the opening of this candle came, and then I could have put my stop loss above this area, wherever. It could have had it right here, could have had it right here, could have had it up here, depending on what you want to do and your comfortability on what you wanted to risk. Okay, and you see as you would have got in, price continued to go down. It made another lower low, lower high, lower oh, this was technically a higher low right here, but it still made lower highs in this area. Like I said, you could have drawn that trend line too if you wanted to track it. Let me just do it quick so you guys see what I'm talking about. If you wanted to track it, that would have been a possibility. And you see price made that lower low right here, and then it broke this previous lower high, and it started to counter trend again, which was totally fine though, because we still knew where we are in structure. You could have pulled out your profits here after you saw this candle close like that, where it was highly exhausted in this little area. And let me see if I can, that little area right there. Let me take this. As soon as that 4-hour candle closed like that, you want to get out the trade, honestly, because you don't want to be a part of the trade after you see that sellers are exhausted, because now you want to close your profits, and then you want to see if you can get back into the market for another opportunity. Okay, and right here you can see that next candle turned bullish for the 4-hour. So as soon as I want to saw that, and as soon as that candlestick closed right here, you could have pulled out your profits, came back to the 30-minute time frame, and found another opportunity. Okay, so this is all you're doing basically, and this is that, you know, a live market breakdown of AUD USD, guys. Very simple. You see price came all the way up, broke this, and then it retested this area. You could have looked for an entry at that little area. If this area wasn't giving you enough data, you can come back to the 15-minute and see what the 15-minute is doing. And you see what the 15-minute did. This is a lot faster than the 30-minute. It gave us an evening star variation right at this point. You could have waited for this candlestick to close if you were confident, and then just got in. That's a confident entry, because no level of support was broken at this low area on this time frame in general right now. Or you could have waited until a structure was broken right here. The structure is broken right here, and waited for a little retest right here, and then you could have got in on the second candle. So very simple, guys. That is all you're doing. And mind you, if you would have gotten on the second candle, stop loss would have been somewhere above this area, I would say, to be safe. And you see what happened. You know, it tested this area in general, but you want to put it behind that previous high that it was coming from, and then your target would have been off the 4-hour chart, which would have been obviously right down here, or, you know, further, depending on which level you're targeting. Okay, and what you're trying to do as well, whether you're trying to get in and out as a scalper, or you're holding for only 100 pips minimum, really, or sometimes extra, depending on the skill of the person. If you understand how to scale in entries to make more profit, vice versa. But anyways, guys, that is a live breakdown of AUD USD, man. If you did like this video, make sure you please press that like button, comment for the next video you want to see, or even if you want me to do a live breakdown on another pair, I will happily do that. I love doing these market breakdowns because it not only helps you guys, but it helps me as well too, going over the charts and everything. It just keeps that muscle memory and that my skills up to part, my craft. So yeah, man, just comment and subscribe to your boy as well if you're liking the content, man. Other than that, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.